Yo viewers, today we're going to be troubleshooting this Amana cool zone air conditioner. This is a no cooling scenario, and I didn't think of this in the first video when I was looking at it, but somebody had mentioned in the comments box that perhaps we're outside the range of the thermostat, and they're very likely correct, because this studio room is not heated. It's cold in here. It's right now it's 62 degrees, and so it's very possible that it's just colder than the thermostat will go. So depending on what kind of thermostat we have in here, either we can warm it up, it's dusty, or we can just have to put a heater on it. In this case we have this kind of thermostat, so we should be able to just put some warm water or something on there. Now I'm going to have to pull the cover off in order to get to it. That's cool. Well, it is late, so we're probably going to have a number of dopey moments in this video like that. Not quite sure what else is holding this on. I mean, this is going to have to come off eventually, but 9 o'clock at night is certainly not the time. And looks like there's 2 bolts up here at the top. Maybe that'll release it completely after that. There we go. Okay. So now let's see here. There's definitely some mold in here, so we're going to have to give this a pretty good cleaning. Well, I knew that. I'm surprised by that. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Here's the thermostat, and I'm going to just take this off. Okay, that's fine. The little clips will just come with it. Or not. There we go. I'm going to drop that down like that. And we'll put the cover back on just for the aesthetics of the video. And if this actually fires on now, I want the cover in place so that the air is not going back into the evaporator. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just get the heater going, or I'll kind of just hold this for a little while and warm this up and see if the thermostat starts to click. Turn this heater on for a little while anyways. And I'll take this heater and I'll just move it over to where this thermostat is and see if I can get that heated up. What would be better than putting a hot element on a flammable cardboard box? Perfect. And I'll plug this in. I'm gonna get this frozen first. Okay. Unit's plugged in, and I'm going to see if this will start clicking. This is in direct heat, so that'll be warmed up in a few minutes. Now, it's, as I said in the other video, it's not necessarily spoiled. if it doesn't click. Some of them just don't, but this is old enough that I tend to think it should. Heat's starting to travel up there now. If this doesn't work in a minute or two, I'll just jump through the thermostat so that we can, well, I'll put the meter over the compressor first, but I probably have one of these thermostats on hand if I need to replace it. Let's see here. Pretty sure I got one over here. I've had one over here for a while for another project that maybe I'll complete in the next decade or two. Maybe in here. Nope, that's for something else. That's a heating thermostat. Well, anyways, that's a pretty common part. If I have to get another one, I'll get another one. Easy enough. Alright, I think that's enough heat into the thermostat. It should be warmed up by now. So I'm going to say if it doesn't fire up at this point, we may have a spoiled thermostat. Alright, let's get this thing going here. If I can get the knob on. Still don't feel a click or any kind of a threshold there. This is definitely warmed up. I can't keep my hand on that thing anymore. Alright, I'll unplug this heater. See what happens. There we go, we have compressor. I guess I'll put the heater back on because that worked. Yeah, it's definitely got a charge. I can hear gas flowing. Well, the problem that didn't really exist is now solved. This is a good lesson in troubleshooting, because sometimes there's not even something wrong with the equipment itself. There's a problem with the environment, and that's exactly what happened here. So it's also a lesson in trust yourself, because my initial suspicion was that it worked perfectly fine, and sure enough it does. Nice quiet compressor. Although it's not cold. I don't know why. I can hear the gas flowing through there. It's not cold at all. That's because the heater is blowing into the evaporator. Okay. Yeah, this is why I don't do things late at night. No, it's not cold. It's not cold at all. There's definitely gas going through there. No, I can't feel it. That's so good. Let's see what we have here. So our ambient's going to be about 68 and 67, 68. Well, it's starting to cool on the bottom of the hair. I don't understand why it's not cooling. I can hear the gas going through. We got no heat. Huh. Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, so maybe it is having a problem. a trace of cold now, but not much. The real left side is a little bit cool, but it's not at all doing what it should be. Now we only got real bottom rung is a little bit cool, and nothing more. I'm gonna let it go without the fan for a little while and see what transpires. I don't see anything nice enough. We may have to put a gauge so down there and see if it's out of charge. There's something in there, but maybe it's not enough. Now we got cold on 2 rungs now. Now it's cold. It's not as cold as it should be, but it's blowing cold. Of course, it should be a lot colder than that. Well, maybe it just needs some time. This could have been set for who knows how many years. It doesn't feel like it's that hot though. Let's see. Oh yes, I'm getting a little bit of heat out of there, but it should be more than that. Alright, I'm going to cut the camera off, and I'll give it some time to do its thing and see what happens. Oh man, that's working hard now. Okay, it's been running for a little while. Frost is melting away. We have an ambient of about 67, 68, and we have a delta of 21. Flawless performance. And that's with filthy coils. So that's it. It works perfectly fine. It was just the thermostat was too cold before, which makes perfect sense. Ice cold all the way up to the top. So it must have just been sitting for a while. That is a nice sounding compressor for a rotary. You hear the head pressure going up. The vane's a little chattery, but that'll probably go away with time as the oil filters through. Zero degrees. It's a nice quiet machine too. This was a great find. I'll let the head pressure go down. See, now it's clicking. I'll let the head pressure go down. I'm going to put the heater back on because we're right near the end of the spectrum there. And then I'll try to get a startup sound of the compressor without the fan going. Okay, that should be enough for the head pressure to have gone down. That's making some pretty cool refrigerant sounds. While we're in here, here's the informations. A little bit dusty. This is going to be at 5,000. I'm surprised it's only at 5,000. It's a pretty heavy machine. I thought it would be at least 6 or maybe even 8. Well, then again, this is 1987. You know, or somewhere around there, or 8. You know, 5,000 BTUs went a lot further than it does now. 5 amps, and that's actually not too bad. The model number is 5P2MY. Only 300 on the high side. That's one of the reasons why it hasn't leaked yet. Quality control. Something you just don't see anymore. Well, it seems like it's running along perfectly fine. Ice cold coming out. Pretty warm in the back. Sounds good. Absolutely no complaining to be had for free. None at all. I don't know, this may need to be adjusted, because now we're up to 65 and it's still right at the edge, and this still feels kind of warm, so that may be out of calibration, and this is probably old enough to have the calibration screw on it, so that we can change the set point, you know, so that, let's say that's 75 degrees or whatever. It needs a good cleaning, of course. It's pretty dusty, and if that's mold in there on the styrofoam, it could be black by design because everything else in there is black. But if that really is blackened with mold, what I may do, sometimes I've done this before, is I'll just take a clear, it's the same thing I use for varnishing motor windings. In fact, I'll take that and I'll spray a coating of that onto the styrofoam, so it kind of locks all the mold in there and it's not going to come out, and it's much easier to clean after that anyways, so maybe I'll do that. But anyways, that's it. This is working perfectly fine, and after a good cleaning this will be a phenomenal unit to have, and it provided some good lessons in troubleshooting too. That sounds kind of weird to me.